You know Snapchat is going when Jason Stewart is here. Joining us in studio, the epic entrepreneur, always bringing out his iPhone when he comes on here. Tommy Moseley joins us as well.
Gotta get the snap.
Former pastor at Rock Church.
Yes, sir.
You have a laundry list of things that you're doing now. You're helping people with the art and science of happiness, and jiu-jitsu black belt, CrossFit practitioner, and a little known secret about you, you're a hip-hop guy too. Anything you don't do?
That was a lot of years and a lot of pounds ago, the hip-hop dancing. But
all right, well, we're going to make you bust out a move here today. Jay Stu, what's up, man? What's the latest with you?
Oh, man, you said you wanted someone who went from, complete different industry to like hardcore entrepreneur, and that's Tommy. Tommy and I have been great friends. We're in a mastermind group together. He helped create the Mastermind Experience, which is this big event that we had, and we're having our next one January 13th and 14th, with the 15th being a bonus day, Millennial Day, to see what all the young teenagers and 20-somethings have going on that are just
sharp
leaders
ones.
and crazy stuff. But Tommy went from, like you said, the pastor. He was like just under Miles. He was the guy who would do the services every Sunday and looked over all these different organizations and nonprofits, and then he took all that knowledge, said, you know what, I think I could do what some of these entrepreneurs are doing, not realizing that he had more skill he had learned over that amount of time than most people who jump into the entrepreneur world feet first. So he has businesses now
It's a challenging world to hop into, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you guys got this event coming up in January.
Events in January.
You are now kind of focused on the art and science of happiness.
yeah, I'm a big believer in you can do anything you put your mind to. You said it's a hard one to jump into. It's really hard for the ones that don't jump. But if you just jump, you can find a way. And I've got a couple successful telemarketing companies now. I also launched a nonprofit called AP 2020, help out homeless teens in high school. And yeah, that's what I want to spend the rest of my days dying till I die doing, is teaching people the art and science of happiness. Really, I mean, this life is short. You got about 100 years, best case scenario. You might as well make the best of it. So part of it is to help people wage a media war for their mind. Because if you watch enough media, you're not going to end up happy. So you need to be intentional about putting good stuff in your mind. You can do anything you set your mind to. I'm a perfect example to it. Had a rough upbringing. It didn't start off well for me. I was arrested 19 times by the time I was 23 years old, and made a U-turn and got involved and was in religion for a really long time, kind of broke up with religion and decided I'm going to get into being an entrepreneur, had some success there, and really I'm a firm believer in you have success in things you focus on and put your mind to. That's all there is to it.
So, I want to give some good takeaways for our audience today. When you talk about, the art and science of happiness, this is something you're going to be discussing in January. What's some good advice that you could give to somebody who's tuned in right now?
Well, I'm just wrapping up a book called Aloha from Nebraska, because that's where I'm from, and there are three what I believe pillars. Yeah, that's right. There are three pillars that I believe to happiness: focus, grow, and give. What you focus on in life expands. If you focus on the good stuff, you'll increase your happiness. Grow, progress equals happiness, and then give. Any life lived just selfishly for yourself is hardly a life worth living. So if you can pour in each one of those pillars every day, it's science. There's a science behind it, and there's an art behind it. You can live a happier life. Most people don't take the energy and time to say, hey, how do I become happier? How do I enjoy life more? Because it's out there for all of us.
You mentioned in January when you do this event, you're going to be focused on millennials.
So the 13th and the 14th is just leadership and entrepreneur. It's for everyone. And then the bonus day is where we're going to have the speakers who started businesses when they were young. So that bonus day is the third day. It's like an optional day that is focused on millennials. So we hope to have a lot of young people show up, even if they just show up for that day. And we're going to have the people who've made big, like the owner of 9.5 Sunglasses is a really young guy. That's a multi-million-dollar business, sunglass business.
Really? Wow.
A good friend that I met through Sparky, who actually the first time I met him, I was speaking at his school, and he was considered an at-risk youth because he didn't have all the credits to graduate. And I was thinking that these kids were going to be kind of bad kids. Well, this kid came up to me, asked me some questions, didn't think nothing of it. Saw him at Sparky's house, and Sparky's like, remember the kid I told you they got the $25,000 grant from Google for his business plan? He created an app where you can get books within 20 minutes on campus. This is the kid. What? He's like, yeah. And I started talking to him, and he opened up a couple businesses in Mexico, these food trucks. This kid's 17 years old. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. At risk for what? Success? And so those are the type of people that we're gonna have at the Millennial event. So the young generation is gonna be the third day of this epic mastermind experience.
Awesome. Well, good luck with that. I know that anyone watching now can visit you guys online. Tommy Moseley, thanks for coming in here and sharing
Thanks for
your
having
story.
me.
19 times before age 23. I
Troublemaker.
had a few run-ins with the law myself by that age, but not 19, man. But
I don't regret one of them, but I'm glad it's over.
well, isn't it true that your character gets kind of
Oh, yeah,
developed
absolutely.
in that adversity, and if it
Absolutely.
wasn't for those experiences,
That's why I
you
want to
You
help
wouldn't be
kids
the
out
person
today.
you are.
Yeah, it's cool that you're sharing your story now, and I'm sure a lot of people can benefit from it. Chase and Tommy, thanks for coming on The American Dream. Appreciate it.